Hi, welcome to the Motion Picture Notion. I have to do that again because the editor on my phone is shot for some fucking reason, and hopefully I'm getting a better phone soon, so we'll see. This video is more or less supposed to be an amendment to the last video that I did about The Last Jedi. This contains spoilers, once again, so if you have not seen the movie, I would recommend you shut off this video right now. There was really one point that I wanted to get across, and this is going to be sort of like a comparison video because back in 2016, I did a video, Superman versus the Man of Steel, where I was talking about the Man of Steel and how I actually thought that it was a good version of Superman, and it actually did follow the original mythology a little better in that Clark Kent was more or less boring, not so much a fucking, goofball, and Lex Luthor, they fucked up. They have yet to, except for Smallville, they have yet to do a good Lex Luthor. But I'm getting off track here. Okay. A lot of people, especially critics, panned the Man of Steel because they said, where's the whimsy? Where's the magic? Where's the, they're like comparing it to the original Christopher Reeve version, even though that wasn't the original. Basically trashing it out for being too dark, too gritty, and shit like that, okay? Now, I will see critics just as easily rip a movie apart for following the exact same formula of another movie, case in point, The Force Awakens, okay? So many people, critics and fans alike, I personally loved The Force Awakens. I thought that it was different enough. I thought the Star Killer base was a little dumb because it's sort of like, really? They built another fucking Death Star? But overall, I was happy to see the characters again. I was happy to see the good writing. I was happy to see actual humor that landed, that worked. I was happy to see personality. But a lot of people, they feel that it was pretty much a remake-quel. I believe that's how George Lucas phrased it. Fuck George Lucas because he did the prequel trilogy, but we'll get to that. But at any rate, so Rian Johnson does this new movie, The Last Jedi, and he really genuinely makes an attempt, in my opinion, succeeds at making a very different movie. And a lot of people have problems with, Luke being able to project, an image of himself to, stall Kylo Ren, or Carrie Fisher's ability to, create a fucking force bubble around herself while she's in outer space and pull herself towards a ship. Dude, that is sick. That is fucking awesome. I don't understand how anybody had a problem with that, Plus, it's like we're actually getting to see Princess Leia use her Force powers. We've heard about it for almost 2 movies. They alluded to it in Empire Strikes Back the second that Yoda says, no, there is another. Okay? We don't know what he meant by that until Return of the Jedi, when we find out that Princess Leia is Luke's sister. Okay? And she is, she's part of the Skywalker bloodline. She has just as much power in the Force that he does, but they never did anything with it. And now they finally show a Force power, and it's cool, and it's something different, So it's now you got a bunch of jackasses out there saying oh, it totally ruined everything. And there was one guy who made a comment. I wish I remember what forum it was. I don't know if it was YouTube or what, but he said, I prefer the prequel trilogy because at least the prequel trilogy didn't ruin the mythology. Midichlorians. The prequel trilogy didn't ruin the mythology. Midichlorians, motherfucker. Little tiny microbial animals that live in your system, and depending upon how many midichlorians you have, that's how strong you are in the Force. They turned the fucking power of the Force into Scientology in the fucking prequel trilogy. And you're fucking saying that they didn't screw up the mythology? Ugh. You are fucking stupid, my friend. I'm sorry, but you are stupid. I don't know who you are, but you're stupid. At any rate, I feel like this movie was in its own right kind of DOA because people aren't happy if you rip off the exact same idea, and they're not happy if you try different things. Because, what's their reason? It's just not the same. So, at any rate, it's sort of like, I don't know. I feel like if I was a filmmaker, I'd be like, all right, guys, well, how about this? Like, you don't get another Star Wars movie. Like, how's that one sound? Like, you're just gonna be a miserable dick no matter what. It's like, I don't know. But at any rate, yeah, that was just a little amendment that I wanted to slap onto, to go with my last video about The Last Jedi. Also, and just in closing real quick, I work for a coffee company that likes to sell little novelty things. And they just recently got in movie trivia flashcards. And of course, I opened one up and I started playing around with it because I have no life and I knew most of the questions that were there about movies. It was usually like an A through D. And they, one of them was wrong. Like, really wrong. And, it wasn't even a movie that was like a little bit more obscure that most people wouldn't recognize. Like, no, it was like a big 80s movie that they totally got the timeline wrong on. So, it could have just been a typo. It was a sequel, and it involved Roman numerals, so maybe they put an extra I where they only meant to have 2 I's. I don't know. But they were wrong. The question was wrong. So I have an idea. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. I might not. But I was thinking about, checking the box and seeing, if they have an email address or even better, a contact number. And I was going to call them up and just sort of troll them a little bit and see how that goes. That's just an idea. I might do it. I might not. But we'll see. At any rate, till next time. Catch you later.